Thanks for joining us for the Member xCite presentation. The Member xCite presentation is informative, interesting to the audience, and showcases the strengths of the presenter as an entrepreneur and their area of expertise. It's not a sales pitch, it's a 10-minute educational and insightful exploration into what they do. And of course, it's exciting.
Today's xCite is Leanne Shelton with an xCite on expanding your visibility in the digital world. So in today's presentation, Leanne will highlight how to create an easy to establish content marketing strategy for 2022. And for those of you that don't know Leanne, she's got over 15 years experience in writing and editorial. She started her Right Time Marketing as a freelance copywriter way back in 2014. However, the business has developed into so much more. So focusing on the health and wellness niche, she now provides outsourced SEO, copywriting and content marketing training on topics like business blogging, podcasting, webinars, email marketing, LinkedIn, and much more. So she's the host of the Marketing and Me podcast and meetup group.
So today, put your hand up if you'd love to appear everywhere and remain top of mind for customers and collaborators. Okay, so today we're talking about creating an easy to establish content marketing strategy for this year. So I want to improve your strategy if you haven't already been doing it, because I know it's something that people find very overwhelming. So to define it, first of all, it's a strategic marketing and business process focused on creating and distributing valuable, relevant, and consistent content. So valuable for the client, relevant also for the client and where they're at in their journey, and consistent. So you've got to just keep showing up. In most cases, the content is free for people to consume. People get freaked out by that, but the thing is, you give away a lot of great value for free, and then they're like, wow, that's what I get for free. What would I get if I actually invest and pay for their services? So before you get started, you need to know who your target market is. So you need to think about, who are they? How old are they? Are they male? Are they female? Do they have kids? And the ages, where they live, all that kind of stuff. Then you also want to know their pain points. So what keeps them up at night? What's their real concern that's going to make them go to Google and search for you or ask people for that connection? And also think about where they're hanging out online and how they're consuming media. Because if you know your audience really well and you know that, then you know which platforms to show up and in what format: videos, written posts, etc. So if you don't have clarity around this stuff first, you could find yourself showing up in all the wrong places and saying all the wrong things. Like you could be on Instagram when they're a generation of TikTokers. I haven't touched TikTok. I haven't gone to the dark side yet. So I know it can be very overwhelming when you think about all the stuff you need to do online to promote your business, but it actually doesn't have to be complicated to create a strategy. So I'm going to help you in the next, how many minutes? 8 minutes, help you create a beginner's content marketing strategy that works, because I do this myself. Step 1, decide on monthly themes. So for example, I've just got an example here: interior decorator. The theme for your first month could be living rooms. The second month, it could be bathrooms. And then once you've got that theme, you can then make all that content for the month related to that. So that just gives you real good focus. Then step 2 is writing a blog on the topic. And I'm really big on blogging, and they're often underestimated though, because you're not just writing something to build your brand authority and improve your search engine optimization, or SEO, which is how search engines find your content. You're also creating a key piece of content for your business. So if you think of it this way, when you are Googling something, most of the time it's articles and blogs that you see these days. And have a look at that next time you do it. So that's gold real estate space right there. But if you do want to appear, it comes down to getting the SEO keyword phrases right. And so if you know your pain points of your customers, AKA the terms they're Googling, and inserting those terms into your blog in the headings and text, then you're more likely to come up. So that's why it's so powerful to have a blog. And yeah, I'm a big fan. So you probably understand now I'm saying audience is so important to get that right. I also recommend a tool, I have it here, and I have it here, Keywords Everywhere. And this is a browser extension that for a very small fee, I think it's like $20 or something, for about 100,000 searches, and you can turn it off and on. You can type things into like Google and get an idea of what people are searching on that topic. Here's a little example for what it looks like. On the right-hand side, this is the Keywords Everywhere, that little K. You can see the volume of searches for all these different themes. So it just gives you an idea. For these, probably I wouldn't try to rank for these. It's very high, but around the hundreds or 1,000 mark is a good point where it's competitive, but you're not going to be lost in the crowd. So Keywords Everywhere, I use it all the time, and it's brilliant. So here's another way you can see here. So how to decorate a living room on a budget would probably be a better blog. And that is the exact heading you can use because you know that's being searched. I'll skip the questions for the moment. I'll answer any at the end. But step number 3 is repurposing your blog. And this is a big one for me because I feel like so many people just write it, then upload it and forget about it and wait for Google to find it, people to stumble across it. So this is where your content strategy comes in. So you can, A, use that content from that blog, which you've either spent the time or the money to get done, to create multiple social media posts that link back to your blog. So I personally, for my clients, highly recommend creating 5 social media posts that I extract from their blog. And then also my team creates graphics in Canva, and then straight away, they've got 3 ways to promote their blog. And those 5 posts can then be spread over 5 days, 5 weeks, even 5 months if you've written evergreen content, which means it doesn't become relevant over time. And so you can also add your other social media posts, of course. So your tips, engaging questions, motivational quotes, stories about your day and behind the business. You have to have that variety to keep the interest. So don't just have those 5 posts for the blog. Another thing, B, you can go live on Facebook, you might cringe there, or Instagram, or do a pre-recorded video summarizing the blog. Or upload the whole thing and upload it to YouTube, which is the second biggest search engine. So social media platforms love videos as it keeps people engaged. And I get that it's very scary, but showing your face is just a great way for people to bond with you and your brand. So it's really, really key. So I just want to bring up here, if you do prefer to speak your message rather than write it, you can skip the blog route and just jump straight to YouTube, and your YouTube video is your core piece of content. Then you create 5 social media posts, etc. You can even then get a transcript for that video, and then you have a blog version that you just have to tidy up a little bit. So, or you can even do what I did, and I started a podcast. And so my podcast is my core piece of content. So I actually don't write a lot of blogs these days. My solo episodes are like my blogs. And then that's a whole other thing, but I won't go into all that. So I just wanted to, I know I've digressed a little bit, but just want to make it clear that there's many ways that you can create that core piece of content. And also I do have a VA who helps me. So if you don't have the time, that's my little tip there. C is share your core piece of content, whether it's a blog, YouTube video, or podcast, in a newsletter to your database. So this database is made up of past and current customers, as well as potential customers who sign up via a lead magnet. And that does bring me to the next one, which is take your original blog, add graphics in Canva, change it to a PDF, and turn it into a free lead magnet. All the way you can repurpose the same thing. So you encourage people then to exchange their email address and join your database and exchange this valuable information. So I probably would take it, I probably would pick if it's going to be a blog or a downloadable, because if they realize they can do both, they might just find it on your website. But yeah, if you can then collect email addresses from that great freebie that they can print out, and it could be a checklist, it could be tips or whatever it is, that's brilliant. And you can also collect a couple of them and turn it into an ebook. That's all ebooks basically are, just a whole bunch of blogs grouped together. Another way to repurpose that blog is turn it into a webinar. So you flesh it out, add some slides, promote it via Eventbrite or Humanitix, and that's another way you can build your database via registrations. So you can even flesh it out further and turn it into a program or a course that people pay for. So I hope you're seeing how just one blog, or then a series of blogs, it can turn into so much more. It just starts with one thing. And then F is use that core content, blog, podcast, YouTube video, to pitch to others. So it could be pitching to a podcast host, saying what topic and value you can share with their audience. Read my blog, watch my video to get a feel for what I offer. Or it could be a local newspaper or industry-related magazine. So there's a lot that you can do after creating that one core piece of content in whatever format that you choose. And you can also work backwards. So if you have a program or a course, break that down into shorter blogs or posts that can then act as teasers for the real big thing that people invest in. So to summarize, and that's gone very, very fast, but very happy to share the slides with you if you like. 1, decide on a theme for each month. 2, create one core piece of content, or ask a copywriter to work on it with you, and then reuse the crap out of it in as many digital forms as possible throughout that month. Or if one month is hard to manage, spread the theme over 2 months. So what I recommend is to block out time in your calendar every week to work on this stuff, or block out time to brief your VA or copywriter if you're getting that assistance. And I just want to add a bonus tip here, a way to ultimately expand your digital visibility. And all you guys should know about this one, and it is networking. So real life, face-to-face, or even just appearing here today in the online ones, this just really ties, for me, it's made a big impact on how all the rest of my online marketing works for me. Because if you are showing up on socials, you're showing up in their inboxes, my newsletters, showing up in videos and podcasts, and showing up in events where these people are hanging out, you're almost definitely going to stay top of mind and appear to be everywhere. And I actually get people saying to me, I feel like you're everywhere, you're doing all this stuff, because they are seeing me through all these different touch points. So when you meet new people and you connect with them on LinkedIn, for example, your content based on the algorithm will come to the top of their newsfeed. So if you're doing a whole big LinkedIn campaign, connect with a whole bunch of people, make sure you're publishing content ASAP, because they're going to be seeing your stuff. Same thing works if you send private messages to people. The algorithm also pushes your content up the newsfeed. But I hope, yes, whether you start today, and this can be the long game, you may not see results straight away, but over a few days, few months, or even a year, your efforts will pay off by attracting and retaining your ideal clients. And that's the ultimate goal, right? But yes, if you do have any questions, please let me know. I'm very happy to line up, a free 15-minute chat. I can put that in the chat again to go through anything particularly you need help with, but I would love to help you out. Thank you.
Excellent. Thanks very much, Leanne.